What's going on? I am back for sure this time. Like, there won't be another week hiatus, anything like that. We're going to be consistent from here on out, whether it's movie-related stuff or other things I want to do or have planned in the future. But I am back, James, aka the Boise Johnson. Now, this time we're talking about A Wrinkle in Time. Let's dive into it. So, A Wrinkle in Time is a movie based off of the book A Wrinkle in Time, which I read that book when I was like in 8th grade. I remember being really cool. I remember like the happy medium, like who's it, what's it, whatever, and then like the ball bouncing scene. That's all I really remember of the movie. I just know that the trailer didn't really look good. It didn't really grab me. It looked like a beautiful movie, but nothing really grabbed me into like the story, anything of that nature. Some people have really strong opinions about Oprah acting. I didn't really care. I was like, oh cool, I'm willing to watch it. Disney usually puts out good stuff. But really, I was kind of on the, like, doesn't look like it'll be very good end because the trailer didn't really grab me. And there's nothing from the source material that really was, like, standing out. I didn't remember the book. So it was just kind of like, all right, this movie's coming out. I guess I'll go see it. And looking back now, Disney's entire marketing for this movie is putting Ava DuVernay, the director, front and center. Anything I saw for this movie had her face, had her directing, had her talking in some way, shape, or form. She's a black woman director, which is totally awesome. She's directed great movies like Selma and others I can't remember right now. But she's a very talented actor, not only a woman director, but a black woman director, which is like as hard as it gets. So she's very much in the minority, and they were pretty much putting her in the forefront for the marketing of this movie. Looking back, I see why they did that. Then I saw the movie, and boy, kind of a mess, really just aimless. Let's talk about the good things first. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous movie. Beautiful, like one of the prettiest movies I've ever seen. Really well done CGI and effects, things like that. Really, really good. The costumes really nice, especially on like the fairies. Is that what we're calling them? We're calling them fairies. Oprah's a fairy, apparently. And so, really pretty costumes, good makeup, really cool set designs. I liked it. It looked cool. Zach Galifianakis was in the movie. He had a funny line. That's honestly all the positive things I have to say about this movie. This movie is honestly a mess. And I'm trying to give this movie credit because this might be an unadaptable book for all I know. But I remember reading the book as a kid and following along pretty well. Like, I understood this book. I understood this story. And this movie was kind of aimless. It was just, you would be in these areas for this long period of time and it would go nowhere. And the kids, I don't remember the name. There's Charles Wallace, who is this kid, and he was supposed to be this brilliant mind, but then all they said was he was brilliant, and then they never showed that. And then there was the girl, which I don't remember her name. She was okay. She was just this angsty teen with no personality to go on top of that. The dude shows up out of nowhere and is just kind of there, and then has a handshake with Zach Galifianakis later out of nowhere. Not Zach Galifianakis, someone else, but it has a handshake. Like, I don't even know what's going on. These kids were given these roles and were meant to be this entity that the book made them to be. The movie never fulfilled like that character in the book. So like they're like, oh, Charles Wallace is this brilliant mind. Like, okay, show me. And at one point they're like, okay, what's twice 2? 4. What's twice 3? 6. What's twice 4? 8. Like, that's how you're going to measure this kid's brilliance. And at that point they're like, oh yeah, this kid's just, the next goddamn Einstein. Like, he's gonna like push the way. Chris Pine's in this movie for like 15 minutes, and he wasn't even shirtless, so I don't even know why he was in this movie. Like, this movie seemed to have aimless, just nonsense everywhere, gorgeous. And Ava DuVernay wanted to make the protagonist a black girl, which, cool, I'm all about. It didn't add anything. It didn't take away anything, too, I gotta say that. But these kids were given these performances that meant to have this weight, and they just couldn't capitalize. They couldn't perform when they needed to for us to feel the weight of, like, when Charles Wallace turns, or when the girl finally understands her faults, or when the kid does something. I don't even remember. Like, I almost considered walking out of this movie because it was just so aimless. The dialogue was so weird. It was like dialogue for adults, written by adults, but then said through kids. And it just didn't sound natural. and it was just so on the nose and just so weird. I want to like every movie I see. I genuinely do. My little sister has a little filmmaking bug in her, and I'm poking at her because I want her to see this movie as like, this is what you can do, and this is not what I want her to do. It just didn't come together. Maybe I'm an asshole, but for some reason this movie just didn't quite come together for me. Performances fell flat. The story was aimless. Beautiful movie. Characters made no sense at all. And it was just kind of this bland thing that I'm not going to remember 2 weeks from now. Sadly, I haven't talked to anybody else who's seen this movie. I actually saw this opening day, which was super cool. Sadly, in a very, very empty theater. I think Black Panther's going to run away with this weekend once again. But overall, this bothers me because people think, some of these Hollywood people think that just putting a black lead in the movie is going to make it good, when that's not the case. Like, let's look at Black Panther. Black Panther made probably one of the best Marvel villains, if not one of the best movie villains we've had in years in a superhero movie. Like, they made a good villain, got a good actor, made a good story, made a good, like, clash of ideals. In this movie, there was nothing like that. There was no clash of ideals. There was no great performances. There was no good characters. It was just, I feel like Disney wanted to make A Wrinkle in Time, like, amusement park section, and that's why we spent like 20 minutes in this grass place, and that's it. Like, there was no point to this movie, and it frustrates me because they promoted Ava DuVernay front and center because they thought a black woman director would sell this movie. That's not the case. A good story will sell the movie. That's why Black Panther did great. That's why Call Me by Your Name does great. That's why Lady Bird does great. It doesn't matter what the story's about. It's how it's about it and how it's told. And this one, in my opinion, was not told effectively. If I'm going to give this movie a grade, it's like Redbox. Don't spend like over $1. Like, I am considering not even watching this on Netflix. Like, if this is on Netflix, I would probably swipe past this too. So this is on my lower echelon of movies. It just didn't grab me. Maybe I'm the worst person ever, but this one just didn't grab me. And it's just kind of how it goes. Man, I kind of tore into that. I'm sorry, Ava DuVernay, if you never see this, because you will never see this. I love your work besides this movie. So you're doing a great job besides that. But that's it for today. So if you like what you saw or heard, I did in my hands, please hit like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. I have some cool things planned for the future. It's hard because I do go to school and I do work and I do try to exercise. It's a lot, but I'm trying to give you the best content possible because I love you, my This Is Boise people. Much love, and bring it in for a hug. Leave his, her connect. Man, I kind of tore into